Ladies and gentlemen, when All-Star Wrestling appears in Bayonne, New Jersey, and on Monday, April 7th at the Bayonne High School, scheduled to appear on the Pro Wrestling Spectacular will be the likes of some 6 feet 8 inches, 330 pounds of the fabulous Hulk Hogan, among many others. We will outline the others in a moment, but right now let's bring on as our guest Fred Blassie, along with Hulk Hogan. You're very high on this man, are you not?
McMahon, you know, I've said many times, the biggest diamond in the world, I guess, is about the Hope Diamond. And then there's another one, the Conrukut from Africa. But I guarantee you, this man here makes them all look like rhinestones. This man is the greatest jewel that wrestling has ever had. The great Hulk Hogan, 6'8", 320 pounds, 64-inch chest, 24-inch biceps. I'm telling you, this man, when I discovered him out there in California on a beach up there in Venice, you know what he was doing? He had 120 pounds in each hand, doing sets of curls, 15 in each set.
There's no doubt, Fred Blassie, let me interrupt you. Mr. Hogan, I'm sure you would grant this. There's no doubt that you are a man of mammoth proportions, and undoubtedly one of impressive looks. However, regardless of how much weight you can curl, how much weight you can lift, how big you are, how large your chest is, and things of that nature, this is pro wrestling. And as such, you can be defeated, and I'm sure you would grant, by a man with more wrestling skill, with more speed, not necessarily one with more strength, but this is pro wrestling, and thus you are certainly not invincible, are you?
Well, I'm glad somebody's finally slapped you in the side of the head and you realize that we're talking about wrestling. But as far as everything else you said, you've told nothing but a lie. I am the supreme scientific wrestler. I am the strongest man, and there's not another man in this world or that will step into the ring that has more ability than I do. And I am undefeated. I will remain undefeated. And in Bayonne, New Jersey, anyone who steps in the ring with me, my opponent, has already planned his destiny because I am assured a win. I will take the man down and ruin him and end his career. With the guidance of Fred Blassie, he is the only man that tells me to back off. He is the only man that says, Hulk, the man's had enough. Any decision made in that ring comes from Mr. Blassie.
We thank you for your time.
Next world
Hulk
champion.
Hogan on his way to Bayonne, New Jersey on the 7th of April. We may now, let's bring on the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, along with Ken Patera, the Olympic strongman, and if ever a wrestler had credentials, it has to be this extraordinary athlete before us now. There's no denying that. The only thing that spoils the whole thing is this man's sour attitude on life.
No, McMahon, it is your prejudice. Bringing a man of the stature and, as you said, of the credentials of Ken Patera, Pan Am Games, the Olympic Games,
Wait,
and
just
then
a
you
minute. Let me
insult
interrupt
him.
you. You know full well, Ken Patera, had you chose to be, you would have been the man in all of pro sports that everyone looked up to. No one has been able to do what you've been able to do in weightlifting and things of that nature, and your amateur career is a great wrestler and all the way up the line. Now a great professional wrestler, but you could have chosen the path that people looked up to, but you just don't want it that way, do you? You just don't care about people at all.
Yeah, Mr.
All you
McMahon.
care about, is it not true, is Ken Patera.
You know, that's right.
Who do you care about, Howard Cosell or yourself,
You know,
McMahon?
Mr. McMahon, you are very misinformed. You know, I've always had a motto. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's right. It doesn't matter. All that anybody ever remembers is who was number one. That's right. Nobody remembers who took second, third, or fourth, or ninth, because nobody cares. Like this Eric Hayden, won 5 gold medals in the Winter Olympics. That's what everybody's talking about. Nobody else. Nobody else. That's the one that stands out. And the one that stands out above Eric and all the rest is Ken Patera, number one. And Ken Patera will remain being number one.